A state lawmaker from Bloomington is part of a new working group that's looking for ways to address the teacher shortage in Illinois. Democratic Representative Sharon Chung tells WGLT's Eric Stock Illinois State University will likely be a key stakeholder in those discussions, as it is one of the nation's top teachers' colleges.
I think that we're probably going to be asking for a lot of input from different stakeholders. I'm sure the Illinois State Board of Education will be there, maybe teachers' unions too, possibly. I don't know. I think anything is on the table, I think. We've already done things with sort of raising the teacher minimum pay. I know that there are bills right now even just being discussed this session about paid student teaching. That could be another thing that's on the table. I don't know, but I guess that's why the working group is there. We're going to try and examine all the sort of possible solutions.
Being here in the district where there is Illinois State University, what kind of feedback have you gotten from the education community, teachers in particular, and the concerns that they're hearing about why this shortage is as severe as it is?
Yeah, I think especially with Illinois State, I just said how we had the paid student teaching bill that was introduced, and we had a subject matter hearing about that a few weeks ago. And there was a large number of Illinois State University students that came and advocated for the bill. It's something to see if we value teachers at every sort of stage. It's the ones who are thinking about going into teaching, then making sure that we do support the teachers while they are teaching, and then even just examining the ideas of pension after they do retire, just to show that maybe that we do value teaching and education and our teachers at all levels of their career. But yeah, I think I haven't talked with anybody since I was named to the working group yet from Illinois State, like their education department or anything, but they do know sort of my commitment to that, and I'll be for sure reaching out to them to see if we can bring them to sort of address the working group. Maybe they can give us some more insight into why they think that it is the way it is. But I, like with a lot of other parts of the workforce, COVID did a lot to sort of decimate the workforce. So we're just trying to see what we can do to build it back up and to strengthen it and to support it as much as possible.
Based on reporting that we have done and others have done over the last number of years with this teacher shortage, the concerns raised from educators who have stayed in the profession and those that have left is they feel underpaid, they feel underappreciated, they feel perhaps a lack of autonomy from administration, and increasing concerns about their safety. Does that square with your understanding and feedback that you have gleaned over time?
Yes, I've heard all of those sorts of all of those issues that have come up throughout the years, especially more recently, and even just knowing some teachers who have considered getting out of teaching altogether. These are definitely their concerns. So yeah, I think I'm really honored to be part of this working group, because we're probably going to be really talking to a lot of people, trying to see if we can come up with some solutions, even just ways to maybe just encourage more people to go into the teaching profession. I sponsored, there have been bills about trying to encourage students to go into different parts of education, like for special education, or to teach in underserved areas, to really provide scholarships for those students.
Is there an expectation that the legislature will be able to free up additional money for whatever recommendations may come, considering the fact that ultimately a good part of this may end up meaning additional resources for schools and educators in particular, and even if it has to come from the districts themselves, they will be looking for the state for help?
Yes, definitely. I think that especially with Governor Pritzker, we've really, invested a lot in public education. With the evidence-based funding model, we've paid into it every year. Now there's talks about trying to see what we can do to increase that, not just meet the minimum sort of payment into it. We'll try and see. It is going to be a tough budget year. I know that we're talking about it an awful lot. I think we're talking about budget more earlier this year than I remembered from last year, and just kind of shows how tough it's going to be here this year.
Recent surveys from the Illinois State Board of Education show Illinois has thousands of teaching vacancies across the state. State Representative Sharon Chung of Bloomington spoke with WGLT's Eric Stock.